Today, we're diving into the history of rhythm skating. Let's roll through the decades and see how this amazing art form evolved. Our journey starts in the early 1900s. Back then, skating was all about artistic moves, kind of like figure skating on wheels. People were all about grace and precision. Ice skating was an expensive seasonal sport. Roller skating became a year-round alternative to ice skating. There were skaters like Charlie Chaplin and Fred Astaire who recorded iconic roller skating scenes. This era began the history of performative roller skating. One famous video featured Charlie Chaplin skating blindfolded in front of a 4-story drop. Fun fact, Charlie Chaplin is a phony. For the African American community, the roller skating rink would become a cultural hub. At the time, segregation was legal. It's hard to imagine the magnitude to which segregation affected our society. One effect was the separation of leisure spaces. Fast forward to the 1930s in Chicago. Chicago became one of the first rhythm skating hubs. The roots of the Chicago style were laid in the Savoy Ballroom, a swing dance club with a location in Harlem and Chicago. The Lindy Hop, a dance created by African Americans in the late 1920s, made its debut at the Savoy Ballroom in Harlem. Famous dancers like Frankie Manning and Norma Miller made it popular with their awesome moves. The Savoy's big dance floor and lively music made it the perfect place for the Lindy Hop to shine. There were also skate nights held at the Savoy in Chicago. Detroit became a rhythm skating hotspot during the early 1900s as well. Skaters here were innovators, creating unique styles that would influence the entire country. Trains in trios, a popular technique practiced by skaters across the United States, were started in Detroit. During trains in trios, roller skaters link hands to skate together. They used the leverage and energy created during this link to swing each other. The 1950s to the 1970s were turbulent times in the United States. The civil rights movement began to erode the rules of Jim Crow, but some people refused to let it go. People often faced outright bans to enter roller skating rinks, leading to demonstrations like the White City Roller Rink protest. Ledger Smith famously roller skated 685 miles to the March on Washington in the summer heat. Even after segregation officially ended, barriers to true integration continued to persist. Business owners found ways to unofficially segregate nights.
They decided to create themed nights specifically targeted towards African Americans. If black roller skaters made an appearance on other days of the week, they found themselves unwelcome.
In spite of the political struggles, African Americans continued developing roller skating cultures and techniques during the 1950s and 60s. The jamming technique was created during this time. As Bill Butler recounts, he arrived at Empire in 1957 and began organizing parties. The jamming technique would become the modern New York style. The 1970s marked the first golden age of roller skating. Advancement in skate technology like the urethane wheel helped increase the utility of skates. The urethane wheel improved roller skates by providing better grip and durability. The 1970s also gave rise to disco music. The combination of disco and roller skating brought on a global boom. Venice Beach etched itself in history. People began to flock to the beach to enjoy the growing skate culture. Venice even appeared on the screen as the epitome of skate fantasy in movies like Roller Boogie and Xanadu. The popularity of the skating place in San Francisco exploded as well. Roller skating became so popular, the government wanted to ban roller skating from the park.
We're talking 25,000 roller skaters that would come out. It was overwhelming the infrastructure, basically. You need bathrooms, you need food, you need everything when you have thousands of people gathering in a spot. So the Recreation Parks Department was going to ban roller skating in the park unless they was to be able to come up with a group of people that could handle the problems.
This is when the Skate Patrol, aka the Planeteers, aka the Watchmen, began volunteering to maintain order and safety in the park. This vibrant community continues to thrive, demonstrating the power of unity and determination in the face of adversity. While the California skate scene was taking flight, roller skating thrived all over New York. First up, we got the Central Park roller skate community. These folks have been rolling through the city for ages, making it a staple in the Big Apple. There were roller discos like the Roxy's. These places were the place to be if you wanted to catch the vibe, show off your move. And let's not forget about Empire in Brooklyn. Well, all good things must come to an end. The 1980s brought an end to the disco boom. With the death of disco, the roller skating boom came to an end as well, and many of the hastily opened rinks had to be closed. This began a dark age for roller skating in the mainstream, but the rhythm skating community never stopped skating. Fast backward skating began to get popular during this period. As Ice from Philly commented on one of my videos, fast backwards was started in Philly at rinks like Elwood, St. Charles, Lancaster, Carmen Gardens, Chevu, also known as 69th Street, and it was also done at rinks in South Jersey like Skateland, Garden State, and Frankville. The seeds of the Atlanta roller skating style were laid in rinks like Jelly Bean during the 1980s. Snapping also began to get popular in rinks in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. The 1990s saw the development of even more styles and the rise of bigger skate parties. Back in the day, people skated the styles in their hometown. Parties brought skaters together from different states. This helped skaters connect and share moves easier. Groups like the Rolling Wheels of Memphis would plan parties and invite people from the region. Many major national skate parties started during this era. Skills on Wheels, 1996. Skate-a-thon, 1997. Soul Skate, 2007, to name a few. During this time, many roller skating locations began to win major legislative battles that would help secure roller skating a spot in the future. Police across the country were cracking down on amplified noise. The police began harassing skaters at Venice Beach. Mad, an organizer of the Venice Beach scene, got arrested so many times for amplifying music, a judge asked the police to stop arresting him and allow the skaters to skate. At one point, the skating plaza even got demolished. Skaters successfully protested and got the laws overturned, and eventually the plaza was rebuilt. It stands as a part of roller skating history to this day. In New York, the Central Park skaters faced a similar battle.
In 1994, when Mayor Giuliani was elected, he began to enforce his zero-tolerance broken windows policy, based on the theory that cleaning up major crime required cracking down.
I think it's wild when we go back to old New York and the trains really be looking like that. I would be terrified to ride anywhere that looked like this. Terrified.
On minor offenses.
When Giuliani was...
Harry Gaskins. I had an idea that this was Harry Gaskins. Harry Gaskins. Energy in the middle crew.
Mayor, he took all the music out of Central Park. All of it. You couldn't even drum.
The skaters joined together to create the nonprofit Central Park Dance Skaters Association
and eventually received a special permit to play music in the park. This victory helped solidify roller skating's place in Central Park. In 2020, the pandemic hit and everyone had to go inside for a little bit. The pandemic brought new life to roller skating. Now roller skating rinks are like baseball fields for style masters. If you build it, they will come. Whether you're a seasoned skater or just starting out, remember to keep the rhythm alive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more awesome content. See ya, Boss Tweezy.